All right, we're going to look at multiplying and dividing fractions. Now, unlike adding and subtracting fractions, we do not need a common denominator. Okay, so if we look at multiplying fractions, one thing we need both of our numbers to be fractions. So the 6 we can turn into a fraction by just putting a 1 on the bottom. And then multiplying fractions, we just go straight across on the top and straight across on the bottom. So 1 times 6 gives me 6. 2 times 1 gives me 2. Okay, and that simplifies to be 3. So we always want to simplify. Sometimes it'll be a fraction, sometimes it will be a whole number. So 6 divided by 2 is what gives me the 3. So this example, both are already as fractions, so we're just going to go straight across, straight across. So 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 4 is 20. And then I can divide both of these. So I'm going to divide the top by 4 and the bottom by 4 to get 3 over 5 as my final answer. Okay, so I'm going to have you try a couple. So write these down and then pause the video to give them a try. So straight across, 24 over 36. I know I can divide these both by 12. Okay, if you didn't choose 12 the first time, that's fine. You might just have to reduce more than once. So I get 2 over 3. Okay, second one, straight across. 6 times 3 is 18. 7 times 8 is 56. I can divide this one by 2, this one by 2, 9, and over 28. Okay, now I wanted to show you an example with a mixed number, and then I'll let you try one. So, mixed numbers, when we multiply, we have to change it to an improper fraction. Okay, when we were adding and subtracting, I said it's kind of up to you. You have to change this into a mixed number. So we're going to do that 2 times 5 to get 10, and then add that 2 to make this 12/5, and then still just times our 3/4. So then we're still just going to go straight across. 12 times 3 gives us the 36. 5 times 4 is 20. So I need to reduce and change this back into a mixed number. So I'm going to do the mixed number part first. You don't have to. So 20 goes in there once with 16 left over. Okay, now I'm going to divide both of these by 4 to get 1 4/5 as my most simplified answer. Okay, so I want you to pause the video and try 3 5/7 times 1/8. Okay, so I'm going to change this into a mixed number. 3 times 7 is 21, plus the 5 gives you 26 over 7. We're going to multiply straight across. 26 times 1 gives me 26. 7 times 8 gives me 56. I can divide both the top and bottom by 2 to reduce to get 13 and 28. So dividing fractions is pretty similar to multiplying fractions. So again, we both want both parts to be a fraction, so we're going to put the 1 on the bottom for our whole number. And then Mr. Rieger taught you guys last year to keep, change, flip. So we're going to keep this 4 over 1. We're going to change the division to multiplication, and then we flip the second fraction. And it's always the second fraction that you are flipping. Okay, I also call this as multiplying by the reciprocal, which is that fraction flipped. That's what a reciprocal is. And then now we just have multiplication, so we go straight across, which is just 8. So this one, keep that first fraction, switch to multiplication, flip the second fraction, and go straight across. So 9/8. And then we always want to simplify. So I can change this into a mixed number, 1 1/8. So why don't you write these down and then pause the video to give these two a try. So you should have 5, 6, and 15/22. We're going to try one more division one with the mixed number. So I'm not going to do an example first because this is pretty similar to what we did with our multiplication up there. So you do need to change this to an improper fraction first, and then you can keep, change, flip. So pause the video and give that one a try. So 2 times 9 is 18, plus the 4 makes this 22/9. I'm going to change that to multiplication. I'm going to flip the 2/5 around. I'm going to go straight across. So 22 times 5, I'm actually going to do this one off to the side. 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1. 5 times 2 is 10. So 110/18. I know this one can be reduced and simplified, so I'm first going to divide by 2. It's 55/9. Changing it into a mixed number, 9 can go into 55 6 times, because 9 times 6 is 54, and then I'll have that 1 left over. Okay, so your goal is to get at least there in your notes before we start playing Kahoot, but we're going to do 4 more practice ones if you're still a little bit ahead of the game. So this is just for practice, so once you've got these written down, I want you to pause and try them first, then play to check your answers. All right, give those a try. Alright, so checking our answers, I am going to do the easiest one first, which in my opinion is multiplication, because we go straight across. 4 times 3 is 12, 9 times 6 is 54. I can divide those both by 6 to get 6/9. Ooh, I can divide that again by 3 to give me 2/3. Okay, and then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to do the division, keep, change, flip, then multiply straight across. I'm going to change this now into a mixed number and then reduce. Okay, so now the 2 I got left are addition and subtraction, where we need that common denominator. So for 5 and 4, I'm going to choose to use 20. So that means I'm doing 5 times 4, so I have to do 3 times 4. Here I'm doing 4 times 5, so I have to do 1 times 5. And then when I add those, I get 17/20. And that one can't be simplified. Subtraction, common denominator, again, I'm going to use 35. So I'm multiplying this first fraction by 5 over 5. So 6 times 5 gives me 30. Second one's by 7, which gives me 14. Subtracting 30, subtract 14 gives me 16 over 35 there. And we're not going to do those.